Hello, my lovelies. So, today I'm going to talk about being a girl drummer. I know some of you know that I play the drums, and some of you might not know, for the simple fact that I don't talk about it all the time. I've mentioned it here and there, and I do play in a band. A little bit of my background on drumming. I have not been playing for very long. I think it's 3.5 years now, I believe. 3.5 to 4 years, I suppose, that the band has been together. The band was together before I learned how to play drums. As in, my husband and Donnie, who is our chief songwriter, even though my husband has also been writing songs, and he's our lead guitar player and singer, got together, the two of them, to play guitar together, and then they started writing songs, and the songs were really good. So they decided that they would try and start a band. So they put ads on Craigslist and all the different music match sites. It's kind of like Match.com, only for musicians, so that you can hook up with other people that like the same style of music and stuff and see about playing together. Creative people being creative with each other means more creativity. It's especially good for musicians because you can bounce ideas and maybe learn new techniques and what have you. So they got a bass player. That was our first bass player. He did not have a lot of patience because they got our bass player and I got my drum kit. And when I first started, it was terrible. I had rhythm with myself and nobody else. I got a kit and sat down and started to play. It was not good. It wasn't. It was tragic. But I kept practicing. I practiced with them, and in the early days, they pretty much completely ignored me and just let me bang away and try and figure out what to do. What really helped me was I got my MP3 player, and I got the earbuds that go in your ears, so it cancels out a good amount of sound. I could still hear my drums, of course, and I would just play with different songs on my MP3 player. I found out the best tunes to really get my rhythm solid was old school hip hop. Because they almost always use an electronic drum track, so there is absolutely no variation. It is exactly the same throughout an entire song. So I would just try and keep the exact same rhythm throughout an entire song. It helped. It really helped. I got some tips from my friend Dennis, who is an actual real drummer, who explained to me that I really needed to concentrate on stick control. So I got a DVD and I learned to padiddle. Tick, 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 tick. Yeah, left, right. Well, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Yeah, padiddles. You just do those a lot. But it really helps you get a better stick control. My stick control is still not great. Anybody who's ever been in a marching band or a drum line, they have excellent stick control. Me, not so much, because I didn't grow up playing the drums. I played saxophone for 2 years. I played piano for 2 years. I didn't like either one of them. They just weren't my thing, and that's because I always wanted to be a drummer, but girls don't drum, right? Well, at least that's how most of us girls, I think, were raised. Girls don't drum. Which is silly because girls do in fact drum. We have excellent rhythm. But yes, so I titled this video, Why or What It's Like Being a Girl Drummer. Hold on just a sec. I think my husband's home, so I'm going to pause. All right, come back. Sorry about that. So, like I was saying, what it's like being a girl drummer. So, people are always surprised when we go play gigs. Even though I am fully responsible for my kits. Do you need background on that? I don't know. Maybe we should talk about that. My influences and my kit. So I have a mid-grade Mapex kit. It's not top of the line. It's not the crappiest you can get. It's right in the middle. I play a basic kit. bass drum, snare, 2 toms up top, 1 floor tom, a ride, my hi-hat, and I do have splash. I'm thinking about getting one more piece of brass, as I call it. I need another cymbal, something between my ride and my splash. I don't know what I want yet. I will smack a whole bunch of stuff and find one that I like. And I would really like some chimes, though I don't need them. I also have a tambourine, which I use for some of the songs, and a shaker, and, you know, various percussive instruments, because percussion is fun. It's lots of noisy things. So the most expensive portion of my kit is my throne, which, gigging all last summer, I saved up money to buy a top-of-the-line Rockin' Sock. It's the big giant motorcycle seat with hydraulics and a backrest. Oh my God, it is truly a throne. I feel like a queen. It's great. But it really, really helps, especially when we do 3 to 4 hour gigs. Yeah, my back doesn't hurt and my butt doesn't go numb. So, yay! That's the most expensive piece of my kit, is the seat. Yeah. Anywho, and influences. You would think there would be some girl drummers, but not so much. I mean, I grew up loving Sheila E., of course. But I totally do not drum in that style. My biggest influences are Lee Crystal. He used to play for Joan Jett. Is the epitome of the KISS, keep it simple, stupid. You know, hold down the beat, don't get fancy. I like that. I'm also heavily influenced by Max Weinberg from the E Street Band. That's Bruce Springsteen's band. I don't even particularly care for Bruce Springsteen all that much, but I am in awe of Max Weinberg because he does so many interesting, subtle things that I still can't do, but I appreciate them and I like what I hear, and I try to play along, but so Weinberg. Charlie Watts from the Rolling Stones. He's very jazzy, which I dig, and I share something in common with Charlie. When I do a fill, I can't make my bass drum go very well. He stops the bass drum, does his fill, comes back. So do I. And I used to feel really bad about it, and I have practiced so hard to not do it, you know, to be able to continue with that right leg going, and it just messes me up. So I've decided if it's good enough for frickin' Charlie Watts, it's good enough for me, and that's okay. And my final influence is Johnny Kelly from Type O Negative, although I think he's playing with Danzig right now. I love metal music. I like hard rock and metal music, but a lot of the modern metal relies way too much on double bass. It's way too much, which is silly. And I really admire Johnny because even though Type O Negative has extremely like big music, there's a lot of orchestral stuff going on. They have many melodies, all kinds of stuff. He keeps the drums really solid. He can drum just as fast as anybody else, but he chooses not to. He's a little more subtle. And when you're talking about a typical metal drummer, that's odd. And I love him for it. It doesn't hurt that he's extremely handsome either. But he makes me want to have a double bass, and my band won't let me have it because they think I'll go crazy. Because when this girl is in her off time and just banging around on her drums by herself, she likes to play along to metal, which is odd since we have an Americana / alt country band. But I think that helps me. I don't know. I have to make up all my own parts. The guys write the songs and then they play them, and then I just kind of figure out something that goes along with it. Sometimes it's real simple, sometimes I can get fancy, but it's great. And I make it up myself, which is pretty cool. Yeah. All right, so now that you got my drumming background or whatever, although I'm super jealous of you girls that, you know, have been drumming since elementary school. I envy your stick control because I know you have it, and mine is somewhat questionable, always getting better, but never as awesome as it could be. All right, so this is what it's like being a girl drummer in a band. So I am responsible for my kit. My husband is nice enough to load up my carpet in his van, because drums tend to move when you bang on them unless you have a carpet to set your kit on. So it's pretty much just like a square piece of carpet. I really need a Persian rug, or a Persian rug, a fake one, but that's pretty just because. So, but he hauls that in the van. Everything else I'm responsible for. All my hardware, all my cymbals, all my drums. I load them into my car. I drive them where we're playing. I unload them, set them up, take them down, put them, me. I do the drums. It's my instrument. I am responsible for it. So this is the funny thing. It almost never fails wherever we go. They see me pull up. They see me haul all the drums in. They see me set them up, sit down, readjust, bang a little bit, make sure everything is where I want it. And yet, they still do not think I'm the drummer until we actually play our first set. They think I'm with the band. That I just do this out of the kindness of my heart for one of the boys who's going to sit down and drum. What? Because I'm a girl, you don't think I'm the drummer. Now, in their defense, I don't dress like the drummer. I usually wear a dress, number one. I wear little shorts and stuff under them because you got to straddle that snare drum. But I do. I am invariably in some sort of costume. I either have, a little bit of a goth thing going on, or I dress, super hippie with my hair down and in waves. Sometimes I go the Stepford wife route and have my hair all up and a pretty flowered dress on and whatever. I play barefoot, so I always have to wear something that I can take my shoes off. Because I can't stand in... regular shoes don't work at all. I can work my my Vibrams work okay, because it's still like having bare feet and I've got grip. But mostly I just play barefoot, and I'm not the only one. Iron Maiden's drummer plays barefoot too. I noticed, just saying. Most people do not think I am the drummer until I actually play through a set. They either think I'm there to sing, which you really don't want me singing, or that I'm just one of the girlfriends, and I don't know, I'm a roadie in a dress. I don't know. But the other thing about being a girl drummer is I think they do not expect me to be any good to begin with. So they're usually surprised that I can keep a beat. And I can keep a beat very well. Thank you. I think my dance background really helped with that. I was a tap dancer. So, and that's basically, that's percussion instruments made out of your feet, if you think about it. So, it does make sense. But, yeah, they are more likely to cut me some slack if I mess up or miss something or what have you, because, hey, it's a girl and she's behind the kit, so, she's really going to suck. And then I don't suck. And it's nice. Some of the best compliments I've gotten one was from a fellow drummer that said he really admired the fact that I kept things subtle and I kept it simple. That I wasn't so, wanting to prove my chops or whatever and just throwing in, crazy stuff and then throwing the rest of the band off. Which, when we started playing open mics and open mic nights and things like that, I really noticed that a lot, that they would get a really good drummer, but he would keep adding like extra flourishes and extra flair, and then it was time to come back to the song. Everybody was off because he's messing with the beat and everything and throwing his guitarist off, and the singer doesn't know when they're supposed to come in and what have you. So I thought it was a really nice compliment that they admired the fact that I wasn't trying to go crazy and was just trying to keep it simple and not be obnoxious. Because guess what, folks? Drummers are obnoxious. Never as obnoxious as the lead guitarist, however. I'm just saying. And I like my lead guitarist, but yeah. So, yeah, my drumming greatly improved on our third bass player. Um, like I said, when they first started the band, they got one, but he didn't have any patience for me just learning, so he quit. And then we got another gentleman that came in, but I don't know, he got remarried and then just kind of went away. Bass players are really flaky. So we were struggling to find another one. So my friend Julia, who is a singer, found out that we had a band. And she's like, "Oh, I'll come sing." And I'm like, "Okay," because she has a great voice. And her husband brought her. And he realized we didn't have a bass player. And quite a few of my friends who drum could not comprehend how I was drumming without a bass player. Because this is your rhythm section. You work hand in hand. And I'm like, I'm doing it. So my husband taught our bass player how to play bass. They just taught him. His wife was already in the band, and if you can't find a bass player, make one. Hey, they were successful with their drummer, right? Of course, neither one of them taught me to drum. I had to teach myself, but that's okay. Yeah, so once we got a regular bass player, and once I actually have a bass player, my drumming improved by leaps and bounds because I really have somebody that I feel like is on my side holding down the bottom end for me. And I wouldn't give him up for the world. I love him because he's my bass player, if you know what I mean. I didn't have to adapt to anybody. He adapted to me. So I won't give him up for anything. I love him. So it doesn't hurt, you know, that he's married to a good friend either. So any hoodles, yeah, it's very interesting being a girl drummer. And I say that because that's what everybody always calls me. "Oh my God, you're a girl drummer?" Even though I'm 36 years old, almost 37. Still girl drummer. But I would really like to see more women out there on the skins, I have to say. I get really excited when I see girl guitar players and girl drummers, and I've seen quite a few girl bassists, I have to say. There are a lot of girls out there who play bass. Less so lead guitarists and drummers, but there are more and more every day, which really makes me happy because I think it is the one area in music where I feel like we are underrepresented. We need more ladies behind the skins and more ladies playing lead guitar and kicking ass and taking names. I'm just saying. So any hoodles, I really, really like being a drummer. I feel like it gives me an outlet, not only for some creativity, but also for my frustration, because it is super nice to beat the crap out of something and have something musical come out. And you don't break anything. So that's nice too. And I like being a girl drummer because a lot of people are surprised, and I like to think that I am changing people's minds about women behind the kit. In just a small way, perhaps, but, you know, every person's mind I change is good. You know, maybe some of the guys out there will let their daughters play, you know, get them a snare drum. Let them play something other than the flute or the clarinet. Not that there's anything wrong with the flute and the clarinet, mind you. But, yeah. Chick drummers, we need more. Alrighty, guys. So that's it for today. I just wanted to talk to you about that because I didn't mention it all that much. If you would like to see our band, we do have a Facebook page. I will put a link down there so you can go and see it. Our band is called Naked Country. Yeah, so there's that. And the tall guy with the ponytail is my old man, which some of you know already. So I guess I will talk to you guys next time. Until then, have a great day. Bye.